Good morning, guys. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning where I'm at, a little before 6. I'm feeding the animals. As you can see, I can hardly see in front of me because of the headlights and that front end loader. It's just awkward to drive around. If I have stuff in my bucket, hay, buckets of grain hooked onto the end, put some extra weight on there. So it's not safe to drive around with your bucket up high, especially if I don't have the backhoe on the back. But then the other problem is when I go to back up, there's my tail lights, but it's pretty dark. So what I've been doing as an alternative, I'll turn on the flashers. At least then I can see a little bit. But all that's about to change. Try and get that bucket up a little bit so the lights can pass underneath it. Okay, here we have, it's about 5:30 in the morning. I'm doing my feeding chores in the same position of the last video. So lights are off. Here's my headlamps. Of course, my bucket's in the way. Cannot see squat in front of me. Now here's with the ROPS. There we go. I can really see much further than what I can see on the viewfinder on the camera. So, nice difference for myself. And then if I get turned around, I'll turn off that light. There's my tail lights. Can't really see behind myself. Got the one light here. Got it on. Okay, so I've mounted the 3 lights up onto my ROPS. I have to loosen up a nut, get them angled the right way. For the most part, my daily chores, I leave the ROPS folded slightly so I can get it into the garage. So I'll probably have the lights in this position once I get them adjusted and set. And angled depending on being in this position. This is usually when I'm running in the dark, either early in the morning feeding or once the time change, when I get home, it'll be dark and I have to feed. So went ahead and put them up there. I got to get them angled right and tightened down. In the back here, was able to access. And just to mention, the lights came with these instructions. Pretty self-explanatory. Really didn't need them. I knew there was a rear work light connections in the back. Get down here. They were taped up into here, and just untaped them. Exposed 3 wires. The black I put together. Then I put this other light wire into that one and tested it, and I had to turn the key on to get the lights to work. So I tried out the other one, and sure enough, I don't have to have the key. I can just use the switch that came. ROPS lights. So, bottom switch is going to be my middle light. Top switch is my 2 outer lights. So, now that I did that part, that test run. Oh, and also, there was, find it, a clip that held the wiring harness up. Let's see if I can get the angle here. Come on down. There's that hole right there behind the hydraulics, and this clip goes into there and holds that harness. There's one on both sides. Get down here to where you can see it. Get my light up. Right there, you can see the one on the left, and I had removed the one on the right. So these are the ROPS lights that I ordered online. Got 3 lights. Comes with brackets to mount to the ROPS. They're all wired up to a harness, to a switch, 2 switches, which I really liked. I didn't realize that when I ordered it. I thought maybe there would be 1 switch to turn all 3 on. So I like the ability to just have 1 on. And then of course it's covered with wiring, or protective sheath, switch, and then the little connectors for the back. So I need to go ahead and it came with a bunch of zip ties. I'll get things zip tied, get my lights angled the right way. Okay, so I did change the orientation, put them on top, but that's not going to work out. It just stands up too high. And then also I realized that I just don't quite have enough wiring, so I'm going to have to adjust things. Okay, I think I got the final placement finally. Had to move the switch over onto the other side so that it would reach my connection. I was running out of some room. When I ordered, I had asked if I would be able to switch between my 0 turn and my BX, and they said yes, just order the package for the mower, Kubota mower, and so I did. So that way they would attach a connector that the 0 turn would need. And so I did, and they shipped it out and included the adapter. But I am wondering if maybe the wiring harness is a little bit shorter for that mower. I know my ROPS, well, I say it's lower or not as long, but of course the mower sits lower to the ground. So, but I think it is a smaller ROPS overall on the mower. And so I wonder if my wiring was a little bit shorter because of that. But needless to say, I was able to get it all mounted. I went through a couple of different placements on how I wanted to angle the lights. 9 times out of the 10, I'm running with my ROPS folded slightly, so I can go in and out of the garage. When I am running early in the morning when it's still dark, or in the evening, it's just to do my feeding chores, and so I have the ROPS down, and so I have the lights angled accordingly. So I think this is the placement I'm going to keep. I have the 2 switches. I'll be doing some video of how the switches are working. In fact, I can go ahead and show you. You know, I just got it really mounted up how I wanted. Just put the zip ties to pull the wires up. It's not the cleanest install job, I guess you could say, but it works. It absolutely works. And I tried it out last night when I was feeding, and it was fantastic. I've got the 2 switches. This is my front 2 lights and my rear light, which is back there. Works out fantastic. So I'm really pleased. I am able to raise the ROPS up, and then can easily enough tilt these, rotate them how I need to. So if I end up doing anything in the dark and I go ahead and put my ROPS up, I can adjust it easy enough. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, probably more like 49 times out of 50, I'm running in this configuration, and this is when I'm usually doing stuff in the dark, just my feeding chores. So this is going to be fantastic. Thanks for watching. Please give me a comment below if you have ideas about how to clean it up a little bit. Any other ideas that you have regarding ROPS lights. I probably won't be switching back and forth between the BX and my mower. I might get a couple of lights on the top for my mower, just 2 probably, and have a separate dedicated lights for it. But I'm pleased. Wasn't too bad. It, you know, just finding the right placement, how I wanted them, that was the hardest thing, or most time-consuming thing for me. Okay, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up, share it, and or subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Okay, here we are. No lights, the headlights, and the bucket partially in the way. ROPS lights. And then I can turn that off, turn on in the back. You can see the tail lights. My rear light. Okay, the sun is setting out there, so we're not completely dark, but as I look straight ahead to where the goats are, and my initial video was, it's pretty dark. Here's my headlights. You know, got my bucket down a little bit. and it blocks them. So, yeah, can't hardly see squat. Here's with the rock lights. And I can see further than really the video shows. So that's kind of nice. If I turn around here, turn on my rear light, see, back it up.